Certain stimulus check programs have run out of money faster than the government anticipated. CDC eviction protection bans have been lifted because one judge says it's against the rules. President Biden may need to do more stimulus to get us out of this pandemic and less other than infrastructure spending, including a fourth stimulus check. Hello and welcome to today's May 6th Daily News Report, as well as ongoing stimulus check information video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now. All right, the IRS has nearly finished sending out the third round of stimulus checks to close to 150 million Americans. They have announced that some people could be expecting a fourth payment from the IRS, as some people that filed their 2020 taxes and saw a decrease in their pay may actually qualify for even more stimulus money. And so the IRS is going to automatically calculate that and send that money out to people. This is called a plus-up payment. Unbeknownst to 5 million Americans, they actually qualified for this, and it totaled over $11 billion in additional stimulus check money. So if you haven't filed your 2020 taxes, you may want to file, as you might be one of these people that qualifies for additional stimulus money. Now, also, the IRS has announced that they have a taxpayer program. So pay attention if you haven't received your first, second, or third stimulus check. It's called the 2020 Recovery Rebate Credit Program, and you will need to file a simple tax return, but the IRS says that they will look into why you did not receive your first two stimulus checks, and they will automatically get those sent out to you. So if you haven't received those, look up the 2020 Recovery Rebate Tax Credit Program in order to get those first two stimulus checks. Now, sadly, the PPP program has run out of money faster than the government expected. Even with the $1.9 trillion that the government signed into law in March, they've run out of money. That's how many businesses were filing to receive additional stimulus help from the government. In fact, one bank said, we've been filing 20,000 applications a day for businesses that are struggling, down on their income, trying to keep employees on. And so there may be a need for more stimulus money to go out to these businesses. So this could be a suck it up moment for many small businesses in the United States, or this could be a put your business out of business situation, or it could be a major indication to Washington, D.C. that there's still a need for more stimulus money in order to get these small businesses going. Now, why would the American government want to help these small businesses? It's because small businesses employ over 50% of all Americans here in the United States. It's not the large corporations that took advantage of the PPP money in the first round and didn't even need that money. So Washington, D.C. will have to decide whether to do more PPP money, as well as whether to push out some stimulus check, right? Whether it's $600 or $1,200 or $2,000 or $1,000 a month, right? Whatever it is, they need to meet in their committees and make a decision, because the business program ran out of money, which means some American people probably ran out of money faster than they were expecting as well, okay? So with PPP money running out and people having their money run out, these committees may need to inject a fourth stimulus check, whether that's on the larger side, a $2,000 one-time payment, or something extremely aggressive like $2,000 down and then $1,000 a month, or perhaps they do $600 for a couple of months in a row. I don't know what they'll need to do, but it's very clear that there are still segments of the U.S. economy that need help, that need lifting. And there is also definitely a target group of Americans that definitely need more stimulus checks. All right, now it was also announced that the CDC and the US government have overreached on their authority when it comes to the eviction ban. So that is going to be going away. Landlords will not be able to not evict you because of that. Now, former President Trump used a loophole and the coronavirus to keep tens of millions of Americans in their homes. But sadly, that won't be able to happen this time around because this judge is now saying this is overreach of the government. And so that eviction ban is going to be lifting. Okay. Now, I know that there are people in my community that aren't going to want to hear that. And I'm sorry to be the one to break that news to you. But keep in mind, there was about $50 billion set aside for those that were behind on rent. And so please communicate with your landlord, reach out to your city, maybe call 211 or search rent relief from the government and your zip code. Get access to that money so that you can get your landlord caught up and stay in your place where you're living right now. But that is going to be lifted. That was big news that came out today. Now, in terms of a fourth stimulus check, we're still waiting on negotiations from Republicans and Democrats. We're hoping that they'll be able to figure out what is the right move forward when it comes to stimulus checks. More information will be coming out next week on that, as key Republicans will be meeting with President Biden in the White House, and also committees are now in Washington, D.C., having these very discussions. Currently, the Democrats are shooting to spend just over $4 trillion, and Republicans are hoping to keep the next spending bill closer to $600 billion. So there's like a huge difference in the amount of money that they want to spend. We know that there is major support for stimulus checks among about 70 House and Senate Democrats. There's probably some Republicans that are open to that, but haven't come forward about that. But they are wanting to lower that $4 trillion number. So perhaps they could throw in stimulus or more PPP and lower that amount and come to some kind of middle ground as far as what's best for the country as a whole. So we'll know more about that. Now, here's a kind of an interesting fact. The 660 billionaires in the United States could each give 331 million Americans a $3,400 check based on the amount of net worth their net worth increased by during the pandemic. So their money increased that much that they could give every single American a $3,400 check. Pretty crazy, right? The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. It's just one of those truths that we live in. Now, President Joe Biden has used similar statistics as a defense for his new tax plan. He has recently stated that he is not anti-corporate, but wants corporations to pay their fair share. He also wants the wealthiest families in America to pay their fair share. Biden described how the American Families Plan would be paid for, stating it is paid for by making sure corporate America and the wealthiest 1% pay their fair of taxes. Biden said the plan would benefit 65 million children and cut child poverty in half in 1 year. The two-part $4 trillion plan proposed by President Joe Biden has a lot of room for negotiation, but it needs to happen quickly. Now, one independent voter from Virginia said he would like President Biden to slow it down. He says things are just moving too quickly. They're trying to push through all of these plans, but is it the right plan for the people and for the country? He doesn't think so. He went on to say that we can't do everything at once. Maybe pick one or two programs that each party agrees with and move forward with those, and then go back and find the next 1 to 2 programs that the parties can agree on. Right now, he's very worried about Democrats just pushing all of these bills forward in these two bills and driving the national debt up by over $4 trillion. Now, this is a representative that usually votes with Democrats, asking his own party to slow it down, okay? Now, this seemed to resonate with a good portion of the American people. According to a recent poll by Reuters, 45% of Americans back Joe Biden's spending plans, but 55% said that they are undecided or don't believe that they can support this amount of spending. I'd be interested to know what you think, right? If there isn't stimulus checks in this, do you support going into $4 trillion of debt? Or do you think that's excessive? Or regardless of whether they include stimulus, do you think it's a smart move? Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, now Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont continues to fight for American workers to increase their wages. He also wants to see President Biden do more for people on Social Security benefits, people that are on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. He wants to make sure seniors are not left out of these massive spending bills this summer. He will continue to fight for these people to be included in some way, whether that's the $200 per month boost, whether that's more benefits, whatever it is. He says he's fighting specifically for this group of people. Sanders especially wants to see an expansion of Medicaid and Medicare that includes dental help, vision help, hearing aids, and much, much more, according to him. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more. As I let you go, I just wish to remind you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.